What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back. So somebody commented on one of my videos that I should show the customer my video. I will tell you this. People who are driving around with loud exhaust systems, brakes shaking and grinding, front ends knocking, engine lights on, door handles taped on, are not interested in fixing their car. They're not. They know all those problems are there. Either they have the money and don't care, or they don't have the money and will never fix their car. That's just the way that it is. And typically what it is we see those people who aren't our regular customers here, because once I have a vehicle that has no brake pedal, it's pissing fluids out of it, the door handles don't work, the engine's knocking, I turn those people away. Those conditions just happen overnight. That's been long periods of neglect. And probably the other shops that they went to have finally turned them away because they keep telling them, hey, you need to fix your car, hey, you need to fix your car, and we're not going to change your oil on us anymore. And I've done this. People come in with no turn signal stalks on, smashed up front end, hoods that don't open or latch, door handles that don't work, brake fluid pissing out of the car, brakes are grinding. I can just go on and on and on of the gypsies, I call them. And I refuse service. I will not just change your oil on a car that's a death trap. Sorry. I'm not interested in working on cars like that. I refuse them cars. Why do I want to bring your car in when the steel belts are hanging out of the tires and have the risk of the tires blowing? That's happened. People have come in with steel belts hanging out of their tires. We bring it to your attention. They're like, just change the oil. Or their brakes are grinding or the brake fluid's coming out. Just change the oil. So, and I don't care how much of a superstar service writer you think you are or salesman, you are not selling anything to anyone who doesn't have the means to fix it. There's nothing to sell. They asked you for an oil change, or they asked you for a tire rotation, and the oil change with their engine knocking an oil light on, or a tire rotation that all 4 tires are bald and some are not as bald as others, or the steel belts are hanging out of a set and they just want you to put them in the back and put the better ones in the front. Dude, you're not selling those people. I have people come off the highway with a flat tire, pull into the parking lot, right? We have used tires out front all the time. We do tires. They don't even come inside to ask in most cases. They just start jacking up their car and trying to change their tire. No interest in buying a tire. Zero. Don't even come in and ask how much. Or they'll just come in and say, hey, can you put my spare tire on? Well, you need to go buy a full-size tire anyway. So what are you going to do? They're going to drive around until they can afford to fix that tire, and whenever that may be. So, some of these people think, oh, you need the right salesman, you need the right salesman. That is not true. That is not true. People neglect their cars for many reasons, and I would say primarily because they don't know any better, and 2, because they don't have the means to repair it. That's my opinion. Or the regular shop that they go to never tells them anything is wrong with it. And then when their other guy tells them they can't get it in, they wind up coming to a real shop and they get a laundry list of repairs like, oh, well, I don't need all that. I'll give you a situation. Yesterday, I had an oil change request and a brake request. I go for a road test. The motor mounts are broke. The front end's noisy. The exhaust is loud as F. And then I have ABS activation coming to a stop with no warning lights. And then we present all the conditions to the customer, and he's like, well, I don't have any ABS warning lights on. Duh. No kidding. The ABS activated under your feet, making it feel like the ABS went on when it shouldn't have went on, but you don't know any better. So I just said, okay, well, you need a diagnostic. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do the exhaust. You don't want to do the motor mounts. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. All obvious things. It's like as soon as you start your car, it's, wah! You know the exhaust is bad, right? He wasn't interested in fixing that because he probably doesn't have the money. It's not that you have to prove to him that there's something wrong. They already know that there's lots of things wrong. That they just are never going to fix it, or they'll fix it whenever the car stops running.